Welcome back. So in this video, we are going to continue what we started in our previous lesson. So we're working on dividing rational expressions. And again, the very first step, the thing that you need to know when you're dividing is remember that you need to flip that second fraction. So I'm going to leave my first fraction alone. And I'm going to flip my second one. And now from here, I'm just going to start factoring and canceling. So the top left, x squared minus 49. Remember, that is our special difference of squares. You get that plus and minus relationship. X squared comes from the x's. 49 comes from 7 and 7. So again, don't forget your difference of squares pattern. The bottom is just our normal two parenthesis factoring. So you use 5 and 6 to multiply to 30 and add to 11. Remember, when you're dealing with something linear, it means you just pull the 2 out and you're left with x plus 5. Then obviously x plus 7 can't factor in and of itself. All right, so now let's start canceling whatever's the same. So I see x plus 7s, x plus 5s, and I think that's all that I'm going to get to cancel. So on top, you have a 2 and an x minus 7. And on the bottom, we have an x plus 6. So that's going to be our reduced expression, our simplified expression. Now we're going to go and state the restrictions. This piece right here says that x can't be negative 5. This piece right here says x can't be negative 6. This piece here says x can't be negative 7. Then don't forget, because we were dividing, that means I also have to check these, because at the beginning of the problem, I was dividing by this. Well, it's a restriction you already have. So in the end, this time, again, wasn't too critical because you already had that restriction. And then notice I never do anything with that 2. Whenever you just have a number, you never have to check it because will 2 ever be 0? No. So that's why you've noticed in my previous video even, I ignored whenever I just had a number sitting there. Because you never have to worry about a number being 0, okay? Only the expressions that have variables in it. But then that is going to be our final answer. I've now stated my simplified expression, and I've stated each of the restrictions. Again, with division, being very careful to do so. So first things first, here I'm going to start by flipping my second fraction. And now I'm going to start factoring. So x squared plus 3x. Remember, when there is an x in both terms, that means I can simply pull the x out. That one doesn't factor, okay? X plus 4, again, doesn't factor alone. And then the bottom piece is our regular 2 parentheses factoring. And so now I start my canceling process. The x plus 3's cancel, x plus 4's cancel, and so I am left with an x on top and an x minus 9 on the bottom. So I have my factoring and canceling done. So now I am looking to state the restrictions. So for my restrictions, This piece right here is going to tell me x can't be 9. This piece right here tells me x can't be negative 3. That piece right there tells me x can't be negative 4. Then again, when you're doing division problems, you have to check anything you divided by at any point. And in this case, when you're dividing, it means both the top and bottom of that second fraction have to be checked. All right? So, again, you already have that restriction, but again, for some problems, you won't have already used it, so you have to make sure to explicitly state it. All right, now that is actually all for this note. Again, just remembering flip, factor, cancel. That's how you deal with these division problems. So again, make sure you have all of it written down, and make sure you ask any questions if you have any before you start your practice work.